Those that know me will know that I have difficulty standing still. So Steve's told me, stay here, don't move over here. So I'll put that down, excuse me. Right, so good afternoon, Joe Lopes from Jaguar Land Rover. I'm going to talk about a innovative university industry collaboration that we've initiated a number of years ago, and where SEMTA then helped us extend that across the UK. So we have a tagline, the best courses from best sources, and my colleague over there, Professor Sudhit Banerjee from Warwick Manufacturing Group, was the first one to coin that phrase back in 2009, sorry. But at 2009, it wasn't the thriving business as we have it today, and the UK in general was suffering quite significantly from a downturn. But within Jaguar Land Rover, we recognised that we had a significant shortfall in our CPD, the availability to grow our skills internally to meet the significant challenges for the 21st century automotive industry. So recognising that challenge, we then decided that we really needed to do something different. We needed to invest in our people. We need to offer staff-driven or company-driven education, using education very much as the word rather than training. And we need to engage with the universities. Now, the UK has the most of the top 100 universities than anyone else except the US. So here's a resource, and we utilise that resource for research significantly for many, many years. But we don't utilise that resource from an educational perspective, directly from that. So providing those learning opportunities also meant we had an opportunity for formal accreditation. So how do we link those training opportunities? How do we link that with a qualification, in this case a potential up to master's level? And also how do we incorporate the institutions, so the IMechE, the IET, in accrediting what we did and allowing people to progress through to chartership and incorporated engineers. So, as I said, that was back in 2009, and we debated and discussed, and we collaborated with a number of universities, many of which are here today. As Professor Jane Horner from Loughborough said earlier today to me, it was actually relatively easy. It's not that difficult to get people, like-minded people in the room, and come up with a good solution, good sensible solution. So working very closely with Warwick Manufacturing Group, WMG, as our key partners in pulling this together. We're industry, we're not SMEs in the sense that we don't understand subject matter expert, different terminology, in what the world of university. So getting a university partner to understand that, and then working collaboratively with Warwick, Loughborough, Cranfield, Coventry, Bradford, Southampton and York to create a programme of 50 modules which you can knit together and where our people can just pick the relevant modules that are relevant to them and undertake a course of study, including post-module assignment, including assessment. They will achieve a number of MCATs in university speak, so the number of credits, which can combine over time. And do that in a number of key areas: materials engineering, electrical engineering, powertrain, simulation techniques, project management, Six Sigma. All that is encompassed within TAS, as we call it, a technical accreditation scheme. Since then, since we launched it in September 2010, which is the first academic, we just started our third academic year, 30% of JLR engineers have undertaken a programme. So that equates to around 1,100, 1,200 people. So it's been extraordinarily successful for us. And we then also considered, how does that impact on a supply base? We have over 400 suppliers in the UK. How can we utilise this sort of process to engage with them? And certainly we have engaged with them directly, so they've joined our process. But then, well, this is where an extension is required, and looking at this approach, this modular approach, it's applicable to advanced manufacturing as a whole, not just the automotive sector, but across sector. And we then work very closely with SEMTA on developing how this could be extended out into the UK. We were successful, SEMTA was led successful Growth and Innovation Fund bid to take the project forward, which we gained earlier this year. And hence the Advanced Skills Accreditation Scheme, ASAS as it's called now. So This approach gives us the business the flexibility, ensuring the employees engage with the right modules at the time that's suitable to them, gaining a qualification if required. This is, you might go into the program and do one significant module and leave it at that, or you may carry on to a number of different levels. And in fact, just as an aside for a moment, not only have we now achieved a master's level program, we've just recently launched at an ND level, so we have an engineering doctorate outcome, and we're looking very closely at extending this to support higher apprenticeships at the BSc level, or the BEng level. So, and again, doing that as a holistic activity, working again with institutions, making it a really high class qualification and outcome is extremely important for us. This type of approach clearly also makes it very palatable to the small manufacturers, small medium manufacturers, SMEs in that case, giving both flexibility in being able to engage with the universities and to tie in very much with their business. The governance of this whole program is done by an employer board, and the employer board consists of manufacturers and industry across the different sectors who are there to actually monitor, but also to provide potential new modules, requirements, new requirements in the process, and engage with new university partners. So to conclude, really, I think this is an excellent example of private sector collaboration with the universities. It has had a transformational effect on the way we can collaborate with academia and business to develop specifically skills for the first time. For JLR, it's been again transformational in the way we've engaged in our skills, and we look at our programs in this way. And really, CEMTA has provided the catalyst to enable expansion and broaden of this approach across the sectors. So thank you very much for your attention. Now I'm going to hand you over to Andy Robertson, CEO of Autotech.